Hello everyone, meet Ben. He's 7 years old and has just started his first week at a new school. He loves PE lessons and playing basketball and is always fun to be around with. He has many friends back in his old school and they all love him very much. Now that Ben's in a new school, he is really looking forward to having new friends and classmates.
However, the first week didn't go very well for Ben. He hasn't enjoyed the week at his new school, as nobody seemed to want to be his friend. You see, although Ben was really excited inside, he's also really shy and doesn't talk much as he finds it hard to express himself with words. But he sure can show you how he feels with a wide big smile or a sad little frown. Ben talks much slower than the others, often mixing up big words, but he has his own way of saying things or naming things. Some are really cool, like how he calls spaghetti scabetti. Well, Ben is different to others, just like how some can run faster, jump higher, or laugh louder than you. Let's all take a look at what happened during the first week of school that made him quite upset and sad. Ben remembers being lonely at recess time. All the students at school were playing happily in the playground. Ben, however, was sitting on a bench alone, looking longingly at the other children playing around him. They saw him, but nobody invited him to join them. After recess, Ben had a lesson about the earth. The teacher asked, "Ben, can you tell me what the 4 seasons are?" Ben knew there were times of the year that were hot and dry, wet and cold, green and leafy, and brown with leaf piles everywhere. He just couldn't remember the names. He thought and he thought and he thought. Everyone stared at him. Some giggled, some laughed, and some chuckled at him as he struggled to answer what they thought was a simple question. Ben felt really embarrassed that day. The next day, Ben had an arts lesson in class. Ben quite liked arts and craft. The teacher asked the students to form groups to make a painting. Poor Ben was left out by his classmates who had laughed at him earlier. He stood next to a group, but no one wanted him to join them. Students were thinking, "Ben doesn't talk much. I don't think he'll be much fun in our group. He talks funny. I don't think he's really smart." Well, no wonder Ben was upset. He had no idea why his classmates were ignoring him. Ben was hoping he'd finally be able to enjoy himself when it was time for his favorite PE lesson. The whole class stood in a big circle and was about to play a ball game. They had played it many times throughout the year before Ben had joined the school. The teacher got a student to explain the rules of the game to Ben, but she did it very hurriedly since everyone had already understood the game. Ben still looked a little confused, but everyone just went on ahead with the game. They played without ever passing the ball to Ben. Ben never got the chance to receive the ball, even though he was jumping up and down, eagerly waving for them to notice him. Ben thought to himself, "I really do not like being here. I feel sad and lonely. Nobody wants to be my friend. Will next week be the same?" Now, pause and think about the following questions. Then share your answers with your teacher and classmates. Now, Ben is really worried about his next week at school. What can we do differently that will make him feel welcomed and happy? Let's go back to when Ben was at the playground. Well, the next time you see him sitting alone, you can invite him to join in by asking, "Ben, do you want to join us?" Remember to look Ben in the eye as you would when talking to others. What about the time when everyone laughed at Ben for not knowing the answer? Well, are you sure he didn't know the answer? Everyone learns and understands things differently. Ben is a little slower to speak and respond, and it is okay to do so. Just because he needed more time to answer the question does not mean he's unable to. Everyone should have their opportunity to answer questions in class. So let's be patient and encourage Ben to finish his answer. We feel proud of ourselves when we are able to answer questions, so we should give Ben the chance to feel proud of himself too. Making fun of others won't help with learning and may even make Ben afraid of answering. We should be respectful and not laugh at others. We all want to be involved in games and activities we enjoy. If Ben doesn't understand the rules, try using simpler words or show him how it's played. Don't get impatient. We've all had times when we didn't understand things ourselves. When playing games, remember to take turns so everyone can enjoy the game. Pass the ball around, making sure everyone has a turn, including Ben. When he has learned the game rules, give him some encouragement with a pat on his back or by simply saying, "Well done." Surely this is what we would like to hear from others when we first learn something. Indeed, Ben is very different, but so is everyone. We are all born unique in our bodies, personalities, and how we think and act. Respect the differences between each other and try to find out and focus on a person's strengths. Remember, just because some of us act quite differently doesn't mean they aren't as good as us. We are all here to learn, to make friends, and to enjoy our school life. By learning how to treat each other correctly, we will make many others like Ben have a great time at school.